Namaskar, friends. I would like to welcome all the participants, our respected speaker, Professor Subhash Brahmbhatji. So, sir, I am welcoming you of HRDC Gujarat University. And I also welcome all the participants of today's online workshop on NEP 2020 Multidisciplinary and Holistic Education. So, friends, as we know, the Gujarat University was conceived in the 1920s in the minds of public spirited and learned men like Gandhiji, Sardar Patel, Acharya Anand Shankar B. Dhruva, Dada Saheb Malvankar, Kasturbai Lalbai, and many more. However, the university could come into existence only after the achievement of independence. In 1949, the university was incorporated under the Gujarat University Act of the state government as a teaching and affiliated university. This was done as a measure of declaration and recognition of university education in then province of Bombay. The Gujarat University is the largest university in the state, catering to the needs of higher education of more than 2 lakh students scattered over 235 colleges, 15 recognized institutions, and 24 approved institutions. There are 34 postgraduate university departments and many more centers. I would like to mention that for the consecutive second year, Gujarat University has successfully achieved first rank 5-star in the Gujarat State Institutional Rating Framework. So it's our pride and privilege to be a part of this university. Friends, today this is the first our online workshop of this academic year 2020 and 23. So in the beginning of this academic year, we have our eminent personality Dr. Subhash Brahmbhatji with us. I'm very happy to introduce sir. वैसे तो हम कहे कि नाम ही काफी है सुभाष ब्रह्मण्य जी को जो लोग जानते हैं नजदीक से जानते हैं वो लोग बहुत अच्छे से उनकी कैपेबिलिटी और उनके जो एक्सपीरियंस है उनको सलाम करते हुए सर आई एम वंस अगेन वेलकम यू ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ HRDC Gujarat University. Sir has vast experience as an administrator and also as an educator. Sir has more than 37 years experience. So friends, मैं आप और सर के बीच में बहुत ज्यादा समय न लेते हुए सर का जो एक्सपीरियंस है उसका लाभ उठाते हुए सर को अपने व्याख्यान के लिए आमंत्रित करती हूँ. सुभाष ब्रह्मभट्ट जी.
Thank you very much, Prithiben. So nice of you. And once again, I would love to congratulate Gujarat University that Gujarat University is one of the best accredited university in Gujarat.
Thank you.
And it has achieved number of awards. And recently, because of the NSS activities, the President of India has given awards to Vice Chancellor Himanshu Bhai and NSS in charge Sri Natu Bhai at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. So I remind all the participants that Gujarat University is one of the very knowledge richest institute in Gujarat. So, Prithiben, you are a part of the university and we all congratulate you all and all the efforts made by the different teachers. You have been achieving this kind of goals and awards and prizes and number of feathers in your caps. So, I congratulate you all and Gujarat University team. Thank you very much and I'm delighted to be here with the Gujarat University Staff Academic College. And Prithiben has rightly said that this is the first beginning workshop on multidisciplinary higher education and holistic education. That is very important. The word is used holistic education. Dear friends, holistic education is now the need of the time because we know it very well. Now, if we compare the all the education system and if we divide it in such a small pockets, things will not be done. You cannot reach at the right result. See, we have to secure the position in the world ranking. India is still not considered in first 100 institutes of the world, but we have to achieve that goal, and our enrollment ratio of higher education is still little less. So, if we attract the students' community and we solve the small problems of the young coming generations, then and then we'll be able to achieve the big number in the gross enrollment ratio compared to the world education. So, my dear friends, when we are in the field of higher education, what is our role, what we should do, and how we should create the students' era in the holistic education pattern? That is very important. Dear friends, is there anybody who can tell me what is the aim of education? Why we are having education or we must have the education? Friends, what our Rishi Munis, what our Acharyas of ancient Gurukul has mentioned only in one line. Education system is the system of आत्म ज्ञान का आयोजन. आत्म ज्ञान, what I am, from where I have come, what I'm supposed to do, what can be my life goal, and at the end of the life, what is my aim of the life, what I have done, how to calculate. Is that in the power of money? Is that in the position? Or we have to achieve something more than that? That is very important. So, whatever rishis of the Rigvedas has said, education is the aim of know thyself. आत्मज्ञान माटेનું आयोजन, आत्मज्ञान का आयोजन, ये एजुकेशन का उद्देश्य है. यानी कि सत्य प्राप्ति और आत्मानुभूति, ये सबसे बड़ी बात है. सत्य प्राप्ति और आत्मानुभूति. समझिए दोस्तों कि हायर एजुकेशन की जो नींव रखी गई है, वो नींव आत्मज्ञान के आयोजन के लिए है. इट्स नॉट सिंपली इंफॉर्मेशन, इट्स नॉट सिंपली फॉर द नॉलेज, it is for the wisdom. What T.S. Eliot has said, number of times he has mentioned, our education system is divided only in information. We hardly give knowledge, and we don't get the chance to develop our wisdom with the present curricula. Am I right? My dear friends, information, knowledge, and wisdom. What is to be developed? To gather information. And on the basis of information, we have to acquire knowledge. And after that, what we should achieve, Wisdom. Wisdom is the important element of human life. This is what our aim to achieve through education. That's why we have designed four important elements for the holistic education. What are the four important elements to reach the goal of holistic education? Number one, my dear friends, if you have pen and pencil, please note it down. One is yoga. What is yoga? What Baba Ramdev is doing and preaching us, that is yoga? No, it is an exercise. But yoga means your inner strength, your inner courage, your inner confidence. That is yoga, and yoga means your determination. Friends, we have to give knowledge to the students or upcoming generation to be a strengthful, to be a strengthful, to be a full of confidence, and to be a great achiever. This is very important for holistic education. So, yoga is important. What is yoga? Your determination is your yoga. Your determination, your confidence, how far you are ready to accept the challenges related to higher education or in your life. That is your yoga. Very important is yoga. Yoga is determination. People are half-heartedly doing everything. होता है, चलता है, हुआ तो ठीक है, नहीं हुआ तो कोई बात नहीं. No. This way you cannot achieve anything. Full efforts with all determination. That is very important. So, first step for the holistic education is yoga, is your determination. Second, ekagrata. Ekagrata means your concentration. Our concentration is always diverted. We are focusing on number of things. That's why we are not focused. One of the thinker of Gujarat, I don't mind to quote his name, Mr. Gurukul Shah, the renowned Gujarati intellectual is Gurukul Shah. He has mentioned the most confused community is teaching community. He says teaching community is the most confused community in this country. I can't bear this allegation. I can't bear, because how can we say that we are confused? Since Gurukul time, we have developed the education pattern, and now we have reached up to the university level. So, in the present education context, we are not confused. But some intellectual says most confused community is teaching community in India. Sorry, friends. We cannot tolerate this allegation. We are not confused, not at all. Otherwise, we could not create IAS officer, IAS, IPS officer, or scientist, or pharmacist, or Nobel Prize winners from this country. We are concentrated. So far as the holistic education is concerned, we should be focused. We should not be defocused. We cannot be derailed. No, we should be focused. That means our concentration, एकाग्रता, एक चित्त से डीप थिंकिंग करते हैं, तब जाके ये कंसंट्रेशन पावर आता है. So concentration power is goes with the determination. So yoga and ekagrata means concentration is very important. Number of people are riding on different horses. That's why they cannot reach at the right place. So my dear friends, yoga means determination and your concentration means you must be focused. So this is second step, to be focused. Third, swadhyay. Swadhyay means homework. Whatever we want to do, whatever we do, but we should have number of time swadhyay. Swadhyay means we have to give thought on each and every object with maximum details. You must have seen the number of satellites have been launched in the space. How we have achieved it? Because number of time they have rehearsed, number of time they have checked each and every details, each and every components of the satellite, and it's today's functions and tomorrow's function too. So remember, my dear friends, we should rehearse, we should read, we should have for number of hours swadhyay. If you do this swadhyay, then nobody can challenge you, and if any challenges arise, immediately you can solve that problem. Any question from the any corner comes to you, and you have ready reference answers. That is your swadhyay, my dear friends. Before we go to classroom, how many times we refer the same chapters? How many times we check the original references of the chapter which we are going to teach in the classroom? Question: have we visited library? Had we checked the reference books regarding the topic? Have you checked on the uh, Google? Have you checked on the e-learning books? My dear friends, Swadhyay is important for the holistic education because you are going to penetrate knowledge on the fresh student's mind. As and when you teach, you should be very concentrated. But if your swadhyay is powerful, if you have learned properly, thoroughly checked all the corners of the topic, then and then you can penetrate the knowledge injections on the student's mind. That is very important. Last is important, skill of pravachan. How you deliver your lectures, how you narrate, or how you explain point to point in logical sequence. Your teaching methodology should be logical. The any chapter which you are going to dictate, which you are going to teach to your students from the first point to last point. It should be in the sequence, in the meticulous manners, logically. You have to explain step by step. That is the art of pravachan. In the 1 hour lecture or 45 minutes lecture, you should be very, very effective. No students can dare to look here and there. Penetrate your eye power in the student's eye contact with the students. He cannot think anything else except the topic and the word which you are using during your lectures. Every line of your lecture can be a quotation. Then and then, you will be creating geniusness. You will create in such a way where your students can understand the minute details. No confusion in your lecture. So, pravachan, to deliver your goods, is very important. As if you are the greatest salesman, not only salesman, you are the authority on the subject. Authority on the subject. This way, you have to prepare your lectures. Otherwise, you will fail. What UGC has mentioned for the workload of the teachers, 16 hours is allotted to deliver the lectures. Weekly, we have to work for 40 hours. Out of these 40 hours, 8 hours we have to study, study, and study. How many teachers are taking pain to visit library, referring the web journals, number of websites, and Google, and what expert has mentioned about the details of the topics. Very important thing, friends. We cannot take it for granted, my dear friends. We cannot take it for granted because you are dealing with the human life. They are the upcoming new generation. And to be a great teacher, you will always remain in their mind. So, their image of your teacher, their image of yourself should not be confused. It should be clear cut image. At the any age, whenever they comes to you and meet you, they should feel that yes, my teacher is honorable, my teacher is knowledgeable, my teacher is the power of wisdom. As and when I can visit him, he will share his knowledge with us. That kind of confidence must have in the student's mind. So that's why, my dear friend, your pravachan should be remarkable. 16 lectures, as if each and every sentences which is delivered by you should be like a quotation. So your yog, ekagrata, swadhyay, and pravachan, four very important elements we have discussed just now to create holistic education. While creating these four elements, it should be as if our सूर्य चक्र जो कर्ण के साथ 2400 घंटे रहता था ना, वो हमारे दिमाग में यही होना चाहिए. We should be master and authority on the subject. People should, number of times people should quote our sentences. And very important is your swadhyay. Work very hard, my dear friends. It's time. It's time. If we cannot work hard and if we cannot set the example, remember it. Coming generation will be more powerful, more knowledgeable than what we teacher are. So, I request you all, as and when you appear before the students, they should realize, they should feel that the person who is going to teach us is the authority of the subject. Be a authority of the subject. Don't confuse students, and you should not be confused on the topic or on the subject. So, yoga means your determination, ekagrata means your concentration, your swadhyay means your homework, and pravachan means your lectures. Should be remarkable. Should be remarkable. So, to be a holistic educationist and to create that holistic atmosphere for the students, the whole world should come to your classroom. Whenever you are delivering lecture, remember it. World is too high and too big. The winds from all the directions should flow in your classroom. Means thoughts of every corner should enter in your classroom through you. So, this way, if you can create your lecture, I think that will be a wonderful thing. One very important thing, आपकी ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा कभी कम नहीं होनी चाहिए. ગુજરાતીમાં કહું તો આપણી બ્રહ્મ જિજ્ઞાસા કદી મોળી ન પડવી જોઈએ. Your inquisitiveness is important. Get ready to learn more. Get ready to accept the other's thought. You may have your arguments, but clarity should be there. No half-hearted efforts. Full of heart. Your effort should be full of heart. That is very important. One very important out after this all things, what you will achieve? Powerful memory power. Your smruti. Powerful memory power you will achieve after having that 4 steps. Powerful memory power. Then ability to deliver wonderful things. That is kaushalya. Your smruti means your memory power. Your kaushalya means your ability. And your medha, your geniusness, your intellectual level should shine out every time without giving much efforts, because you are logical, you have the convincing power, you have the beautiful delivery presentation pattern and method, and your language command is also very important. Teacher cannot use any word which is not permissible so far as the subject discipline is concerned. You cannot use it. You should not use it. Avoid it. Or you should learn the word power. This way, your medha, your intellectual level will come out. You will see your intellectual level. Shravan, Manan, and Nididhyasan. Shravan means listening power. People don't have listening power like our politicians. Our politicians have lost the listening power of the people. But we are the teachers. We are the torch bearers of the society. So we must have listening power. Listen others, what they say, what they have understood, and try to accept others' thought also. So to listen someone, to listen somebody, to listen the different thoughts is also important. Manan means thinking power. Teachers must have thinking powers, and thinking power means from all the corners you can think. You should know the repercussions. If you act like this, what will happen? Or if you act like this, then what will happen? If you are doing all the time experiments, and not coming to the conclusion, then what will happen? To reach at the conclusion is also a matter of power, because it comes from the deep thinking. Deep thinking. That is very important. And nididhyasan, contemplation. Nididhyasan. ध्यान मग्न अवस्था में एक चित्त से किया गया विचार. To think is important, not on surface, but from the deep roots. We must think on number of things. Otherwise, you are not a great teacher. So develop your thinking power. From all the aspects you should think. In Jainology, in Jain philosophy, they call it Syadvada. Syadvad. Syad asti cha nasti cha syad asti cha asti. स्यादवाद का मतलब है हर पदार्थ को हर कॉर्नर से देखा जाए. आप मुझे देख रहे हैं, मैं सही लग रहा हूं, मगर मेरे पीछे बैठे लोग जो मुझे देख रहे हैं, उनका ओपिनियन आपसे अलग रहेगा. तो वी मस्ट हैव दैट पावर टू एक्सेप्ट अदर्स ओपिनियन. दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. From the left side, something shows differently. From the right side, something shows different picture. So from all the corners, you have to think. That is Syadvad. यानी कि हर दृष्टिकोण से सोचना चाहिए. इसे निधिध्यासन कहते हैं, कॉन्टेम्पलेशन. यानी कि हर चीज को एक नए पहलू से, with the deepest root and deepest thought, we should think over it. If we give with this depth of education, I think we can create genius in the society. That is the demand of the present society. But if we are blank, if we are superfluous, and if we cannot refer any text, any reference book, any e-journals before going to the classroom, then what will happen? Our students will be more knowledgeable than what we are having. So what is the use of going to the classroom, being a teacher? No, my dear friends, we should read, we should thorough we should have thorough study on the topic, and we should be master of the subject. I would add, we should be genius on the topic. That is very important. Then and then we can create such holistic education strength. कुछ अंदर से उगना चाहिए, कुछ अंदर से आना चाहिए। सिर्फ किताबों में लिखी जो बातें होती है वो दूसरों का एक्सपीरियंस है। व्हाट अबाउट योर एक्सपीरियंस? थिंक ऑफ इट। Why we have created practical lectures in science laboratory? Why we go for such practicals in science laboratory? Because we need to create that personal experience, personal observation of the student should be there. That's why in science we have allotted some lectures for the practical, so students can experience through practical and they can note their own observations. This observation art we have to develop in teacher, and if you develop the art of observation, you can have number of thoughts in your mind, and while delivering lecture in the classroom you will be in the heaven. But Umashankar Joshi, the renowned Gujarati literary personality, the great poet of this country, once upon a time he was the vice chancellor of Kavivar Ravindranath Tagore's university. Umashankar Joshi has said, વર્ગ એજ સ્વર્ગ છે ને સ્વર્ગ એજ મારો વર્ગ છે. That means you are in heaven whenever you are in the classroom. Feel खुदा का बाग है. एक क्लासरूम जो होता है ना, वो खुदा का बाग होता है. And every minute you have to plant something. That plantation is important in the classroom, right? So my dear friends, remember it, that you are an honorable teacher. You are not a worker of the factory of education. You are not working in the factory. चलो 8 घंटे हो गया, काम खत्म करो. नहीं. By 24/7 you are a teacher, you are a genius person, you are a thoughtful person, and you should give your best to the young generation, because you are a teacher. Teachers are coming from heaven, remember. Feel your own respect. Try to understand your importance on the universe, because you are going to create such a wonderful community in this society by your teaching. So you have a chance throughout the life to talk to the young generation of this country. So you are an important factor to mold the culture of higher education. Timetable is okay for the administration. Teacher cannot be divided in timetable. Your topic, your subject, according to the law of the university and according to the facility created by your institution. You have to follow such timetable. But for 1 hour, you are the king of your classroom. You are the master of your classroom. And in that 1 hour, you have to see that your best should come out in that 1 hour. Your best, your knowledge, your reading, your ability, your personality, your teaching skill, your delivering goods idea, number of things should come in that 1 hour lecture. My dear friends, it is very important to mold this society. What is our universities? What are our universities nowadays? Slowly, we are losing the environment of university because because politicians have entered in the university. Party politics is trying to ruin the atmosphere of the university, and those who do not have any kind of work, those who are absolutely free and block-headed people, they are entering in the university, sometimes by hook or crook. They sits in the syndicate or in senates, and they compel for such wrong ideas, and with wrong things they compel to the vice chancellors. So, slowly, India is losing the culture of university. University is nothing but a harmonious dialogue between students and the top. It is a harmonious dialogue between teacher and the students. That is university. Where is that harmony? We are losing that culture. But friends, we cannot run away. It is our prime duty to rebuild university. To rebuild university. We have to bring back that beautiful culture in the university. Otherwise, you are not going to create holistic education. Multidisciplinary education. We are talking about multidisciplinary education. What is multidisciplinary education? When we are not able to create a students in one subject with the mastery, and we are thinking of multidisciplinary. Any university has created such facilities where we can have multidisciplinary culture. This point is ever discussed in the core of syndicate meetings of any university? I have a doubt, because those who are thoughtless, they are sitting there. Those do not have any vision about the university. They do not have any commitment towards education. Their commitment is towards the power. That commitment is only showing their controlling power on the teaching community. They are our leaders and they are sitting there. They are trying to rule over us. We have to stop them. We have to tell them on their faith that you are ruining the culture of higher education. So multidisciplinary is wonderful thing. and holistic education is created years back in our Gurukul pattern. Let us go back to Gurukul pattern to create multidisciplinary education and holistic higher education. Dear friends, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela, the great African leader, has said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. You have that power and you have that weapon. Use it, my dear friends, use it. From the time immensely education continues to be the most integrated aspect of any civilization. Over the years, it has adapted itself to the changing needs of time to keep abstract with the evolutionary changes and steering towards becoming a meaningful process and promoting lifelong learning. Lifelong learning. एजुकेशन में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि मुझे अब सब कुछ आ गया है, मुझे कुछ नए जानने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, मुझे कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। नहीं, ऐसा नहीं होता है। My dear friends, an education system that originated in the Eastern world and continues to be a source of inspiration in the ancient Gurukul. Ancient Gurukul was a great education system. The Gurukul education system was a form of residential education system where the students live in a Gurukul, which was the home of the teacher or acharya and served to be the center of education. The education system lies in the principle of discipline and hard work. Where is discipline? Where is hard work? We are showing always shortcuts. And everybody likes those shortcuts. What we have done in the semester system, no new syllabus. We have cut down the old syllabus from the center. Upper part is semester 1, lower part is semester 2. Semester system was not supposed to be introduced in this manner. How to create holistic education? How we can teach in the multidisciplinary atmosphere? No. Students offered the teachers as the homage to their rankless support to the education system began in the ancient times during the Vedic age, and there was no particular form of formal education. There was no particular form of formal education, and even though we were giving them formal education, but the learning was skill based and religiously rooted in the Vedas, Puran, and holy texts, which were the imperative guide for the students to expand their horizon of knowledge. Horizon of knowledge. The Gurukul education system continues to inspire the world with its unique features which evolved over the years. एक दो दिन में नहीं आ गई. आजकल हर पैसे वाले आदमी सोचते हैं, let us start a university. गुजरात में पहले सिर्फ 12-15 यूनिवर्सिटी थी, फिर धीरे धीरे करके सेल्फ फाइनेंस सिस्टम शुरू हो गई. एनरोलमेंट ग्रोथ रेशियो ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स शुड बी हाई. तो प्राइवेट यूनिवर्सिटीज शुरू हो गई है, प्राइवेट सेल्फ फाइनेंस कॉलेजेस शुरू हो गई है. जिनको एजुकेशन के साथ कोई लेना देना नहीं है, वे लोग एजुकेशन में आ गए हैं, एंड दे हैव स्टार्टेड अर्निंग फ्रॉम द एजुकेशन. वेरी सैड. Teaching community is disappearing and business community is entering in the education forum. गुरुकुल कई तजुर्बे के बाद आता था. हर किसी की ताकत नहीं थी गुरुकुल शुरू करे. गुरुकुल का मतलब कितना ये था, सुनिए. The education given was proficiently influenced by the culture and religion, which were incremental elements of the ancient India today. The emphasis was on holistic learning. Emphasis was on holistic learning. बच्चे को सब कुछ आना चाहिए. The emphasis was on holistic learning with an incremental focus on the professional, social, religious, and spiritual education. Listen, once again, listen. The emphasis was on holistic learning with an incremental focus on professional, social, religious, and spiritual education. The basis of being selected by the Gurukul, the basis of being selected by the Gurukul was an impeccable attitude and moral strength that could be displayed through impeachable count. मतलब
Uh, Sir, maybe your mic is mute, sir.
now it's audible.
Yes, sir, perfectly.
Is it audible now?
Yes, sir, perfect.
Am I audible to you all?
Yes, you audible perfectly here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So, my dear friends, alongside knowledge of the art, literature, scripture, philosophy, students were also taught practical skill and trained for different tasks. Different tasks. आजकल कितने बच्चे एग्जामिनेशन में डर जाते हैं? How many students have the fear of examination? And some students commit suicide before examination or after examination. They have a fear. See, हमारे बच्चों को हम क्या सिखाते हैं कि बच्चे सुसाइड कर जाते हैं. And no teachers, no education system, no higher education institute is responsible. पढ़े लिखे लोग सुसाइड कर जाते हैं. They are not taught for any task of their life. This is the lacking point in today's education system. What Gurukul system was? Alongside knowledge of the art, literature, scripture, and philosophy, students were also taught practical skills and trained for the different tasks. This was very important. The Gurukul education system resulted in all round development of the individual. All round development of individual. Do we have this kind of curricula? I'm raising question. Do we have this kind of curricula in our academic system? Board of Studies of the different university has ever given emphasis on this kind of patterns of our curriculum. What we are doing? Just attending meeting, coming back. But Gurukul education system resulted in all-round development of the individual and emphasized on a psychological method of teaching. Psychological method of teaching, whether it is science, whether it is technical education, whether it is a medical science or art science, commerce or management studies. Psychological method of teaching is important. Psychological teaching method is important for holistic education. What were the objectives of Gurukul system? The Gurukul education system was based on the multifarious objectives. The guidance provided through this form of education system helped the students create a life of their own and sustain themselves through the hardship of life. Hardship of life. Listed below are some of the major objectives of the Gurukul education system. Let me read it out. One, very important, what we are discussing today. Objective of the Gurukul system first was holistic development. Holistic development. Second, personality growth. Third, spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening is important. Awareness about the nature and society. Awareness about nature and society. इतने पेड़ पौधे कभी नहीं कटते अगर हमने बच्चों को सिखाया होता कि एक कागज के टुकड़े या एक नोटबुक बनाने के लिए कितने पेड़ काटे जाते हैं. Wastage of papers is too much in this country. We don't understand the importance of nature. कोरोना के दौरान जो ऑक्सीजन की कमी हुई थी ना, वो ऑक्सीजन नेचर से मिल सकता है, मगर हमने कुछ बचाया ही नहीं है. We are killing the nature. Awareness about the nature and society too. समाज के बारे में कुछ समझाया जाता है कुछ क्या? अगर समाज के बारे में समझाया जाता होता तो आजकल हमारी जेल खाली होती और स्कूल कॉलेजेस फुल होते. We are increasing number of jails and closing schools and colleges. Open the school and colleges and close the jails. That is very important. Passing of knowledge and culture through generations. Self-control and discipline in life. Very important feature. Self-control and discipline. How to control your anger. How to control your emotions. how to control your ambitions, your over ambitions. गुरुकुल के ऑब्जेक्टिव तो देखो यार, क्या क्या हमारे सांदीपनी ऋषि, क्या हमारे विश्वामित्र ऋषि सिखाते थे अपने गुरुकुलों में, क्या तक्षशिला, नालंदा, वल्लभी, विक्रमशिला थी। हम इतनी सारी एजुकेशन सिस्टम की बेहतरीन से बेहतरीन विद्यापीठों से निकल के आए हैं, एंड नाउ we are killing our ancient education pattern and entering in Lord Macaulay's pattern. We are following simply Macaulay's pattern. We are running far away from the villages and creating dust in the cities, dumping ourselves in the cities. In the modern town planning, we are dumping ourselves with garbage, garbage of knowledge, garbage of behavior, garbage of lifestyle, number of things. Science and technology is going very high with the speed like anything, but we are losing humanity. साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी आफ्टर ऑल किसके लिए है, क्यों है? What is the use of science and technological development? To kill the people, to ruin the system, to run away from the villages? My dear friends, we are not ready to understand the fruitlessness of the present education system. Futile. कोई एक स्टेट तो ऐसा निकले जो वापस गुरुकुल पैटर्न को ले आए और उस पैटर्न के एक्सपेरिमेंट्स कीजिए, फिर देखिए कि हमारे इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज से जो बच्चे बाहर निकलते हैं वो कितने बड़े टेक्नोक्रेट होते हैं। इन द प्रेजेंट हायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम्स, we are giving degrees to intelligence, but we are not creating intellectuals. Our students, what we are creating, they may be intelligent, but to be an intellectual is something different, like developing wisdom. It is also very important. My dear friends, the holistic development, personality growth, spiritual awakening, awareness about the nature and the society, passing of the knowledge and culture through generations, and self-control and discipline in the life. Self-control and discipline in the life is not available in any curriculum. Not only that, we are not teaching these points, these topics, we are not discussing amongst the young generation. With the advancement of the technology, the world has progressed further towards a formal educational apparatus that is quite different from the ancient Gurukul education system that had dominated in the Indian subcontinent at some point. The importance of the system was manifold and the modern education system can stand to learn from it. Here's a list of the importance of Gurukul education system that is hard to bypass. It is hard to bypass. What is that? Number one, imparted knowledge in the natural environment that was conducive to learning and had no harmful impact on society. अभी की जो सिस्टम है ना, इट्स वेरी हार्मफुल इन द सोसाइटी. एटलीस्ट गुरुकुल सिस्टम हार्मफुल नहीं. Second, focused on extra curricular activities like sports, yoga, walks that resulted in the development of the physical health of the students. हमारे बच्चे आजकल थोड़ा थोड़ा करने में भी थक जाते हैं. उनके चेहरे पे कोई पावर नहीं है, स्पिरिट नहीं दिखाई देता है, लाइट डजंट अपीयर ऑन देयर फेसेस. Because they think on surface. Those who are thinking from the deepest root of their heart and mind, light always appears on their faces. Because that light is not outside lights. It is the light of knowledge. It is the light of confidence. It is the light of their self-development. Emphasize learning skill like craft, dancing, singing, encourage an individual to find their position and enhance their skill in it. Art appreciation, aesthetics, and values. बच्चों को कुछ मालूम नहीं होता है ये सब के बारे में, इसलिए अपने जीवन को शानदार नहीं बना सकते हैं. मटीरियलिस्टिक लाइफ बना दी है हमने. मटीरियलिस्टिक, गाड़ी चाहिए, बंगला चाहिए, ऑफिस चाहिए, एसी चाहिए, all materialistic facilities. That's all. This is what our present education system. इसी से holistic education system नहीं हो सकती. We cannot create holistic education system with the present structure. Students were required to do their daily chores on their own, resulting in an independent temperament and helping them gain skill and needed for substance. Last, work on personality development and towards increasing self-confidence, esteem and intellect, and the ability to think for one's own self. सेल्फिशनेस सिखा रहे हम लोग. सोसाइटी की कोई कुछ पता नहीं है उनको. और एजुकेशन सिस्टम में वैल्यूएबल जो है वो होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट है. हम नहीं कर पा रहे हमारे बच्चों का ये सब, और उसी से मुझे लगता है कि वी बी losing so many things. The Gurukul system has been very valuable for the students. The modern day education is different from the Gurukul education system, especially because it focused on quality and holistic education. Gurukul education system was a matter of quality and holistic education. क्या हर्ज था? क्या दूसरों ने आके हमारे देश में जो एजुकेशन सिस्टम को एस्टैब्लिश किया, उससे हम जीनियस तैयार कर पाए क्या? इंटेलिजेंट भी नहीं है, बस सरफेस से स्मार्ट लगते हैं बच्चे. सरफेस पे स्मार्टनेस. कुछ नहीं है। अप्लाइड नॉलेज, Gurukul focus on applied knowledge and offered an education that prepares them for all fields of life. Today, it can be done by combining academics and extracurricular activities along with the mindful and spiritual awareness. Spiritual awareness के बारे में हमारे बच्चे कुछ नहीं जानते हैं. Otherwise, they cannot commit suicide. Value-based learning is very important feature of Gurukul. Gurukul offered value-based learning where learning happens as per the uniqueness of the child. बच्चे में जो खास चीज होती है ना, उसमें जो एबिलिटीज होती है, उसको बाहर लाने के लिए गुरुकुल सिस्टम बहुत जरूरी है. This offers healthy competition and reduce stress level amongst children. हमारा स्ट्रेस लेवल तो इतना हाई है कि बच्चे एग्जामिनेशन फोबिया, एग्जामिनेशन फियर हो गया है. ये एग्जामिनेशन फियर के बारे में हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर को बच्चों से डायलॉग करना पड़ता है. एग्जाम आ जाती है तब हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर डायलॉग करते हैं बच्चों से, एग्जाम से डरो मत. Student teacher relationship is very important so far as the holistic higher education is concerned. Holistic में क्या higher और क्या low? Holistic education is holistic education. Student teacher relationship. Gurukul creates a teacher and the student's relationship that creates a secure learning environment that was students' trust in their teachers. That was very important. हमारे पास बच्चे 4 घंटे आते हैं या तो 5-6 घंटे से ज्यादा नहीं रुकते. बाकी के 18 आवर्स बच्चे किसके पास होते हैं, कहाँ होते हैं, क्या करते हैं, टीचर्स को कुछ मालूम नहीं है. माता पिता को भी मालूम नहीं होता है, क्योंकि पिता तो 1 तारीख से 30 तारीख के बीच के दिनों में जो भागता दौड़ता हांफता है ना, पता चलता है कि उसकी क्या हार्डशिप है. पता चलता है हमें कि बच्चों की फीस के लिए, बच्चों की बस की टिकट्स के लिए, बच्चों के एजुकेशन की किताबों के लिए, बच्चों के स्कूल ड्रेस के लिए पिता कितना भागता रहता है. माता घर काम में इतनी डूबी है कि बच्चों का कोई वैल्यू एडिशन नहीं हो सकता है. इसलिए होलिस्टिक एजुकेशन का काम सिर्फ टीचर्स एंड टीचर्स ही कर सकते हैं. मगर गुरुकुल सिस्टम हैज टू बी ब्रॉट बैक, क्योंकि 7-8 साल के लिए बच्चा 24 घंटे अपने टीचर के पास रहता है. ये जरूरी है. अगर बच्चा अपने टीचर के पास रहे, और टीचर भी गुरु जैसे होने चाहिए. को एजुकेशन में गुरु माताएं भी होनी चाहिए, और गुरु माताएं हर बच्ची के इंडिविजुअल स्वास्थ्य, उसकी मेंटल कैपेसिटी और उसका होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट के लिए खास ध्यान देनी चाहिए. I request you all, my dear friends, just check the higher education and primary education system of Finland. फिनलैंड में जाइए, फिनलैंड की एजुकेशन सिस्टम को ऑनलाइन चेक कीजिए. Go to the website or go to the Google and check the education system in Finland. क्या पैटर्न बनाई है उन लोगों ने. कम तादाद में उनके पास पॉपुलेशन है, कम है, इसलिए ये कर पा रहे हैं। हमारे यहाँ हर साल एक नया ऑस्ट्रेलिया आता है, हर साल एक नया ऑस्ट्रेलिया आता है, पैदा होता है। पूरा एक ऑस्ट्रेलिया हर साल पैदा होता है हिंदुस्तान में। इसीलिए हम हायर एजुकेशन, स्कूल, कॉलेजेस बढ़ा रहे हैं, मगर गुरुकुल डेवलप नहीं कर पा रहे हम। अगर हम गुरुकुल सिस्टम डेवलप करें तो मेरे ख्याल से हम कुछ अचीव कर पाएंगे। My dear friends, what is the relevance in the modern times of Gurukul? Although the Gurukul education system isn't founded in contemporary society, however, many of the modern education system takes inspiration from it. प्रयोग तो कीजिए, थोड़े थोड़े, हर स्टेट में दो चार गुरुकुल का प्रयोग करना शुरू कीजिए। क्या होगा? The Gurukul education system continues to remain relevant even in the modern times. Let's take a look at some of the major ways in the relevant in the digital era. Due to the focus on holistic education, the Gurukul education system can work wonders on the generation of today and facilitate their wholesome development. उनका पूरा डेवलपमेंट करने के लिए बच्चे गुरु को सौंपने पड़ेंगे, दे देने पड़ेंगे। ऐसे डेडिकेटेड गुरु भी मिलने चाहिए जो हमारी प्राचीन धरोहर की जो पैटर्न है गुरुकुल, उसको रिवाइव कर सके, उसको डेवलप कर सके और बच्चों का होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट बढ़ा सके। The importance of the value-based education can be found in the system which can become integral learning for the students in the modern world. The Gurukul system can bring about the needed change from bookish learning to assuming knowledge in a practical manner that will go a long way. समझते हैं आप इस बात को कि हमारे बच्चे जो बुकिश नॉलेज हैं, हम 4 क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, चारों क्वेश्चन के आंसर रगड़े हुए दिए जाते हैं वापस। उनको पूछो कि इसको एक्सप्लेन करो, दे वोंट बी एबल टू एक्सप्लेन एनीथिंग। इसलिए प्रैक्टिकल मैनर में सब कुछ सिखाया जाना चाहिए। हमारे कुछ सिर्फ प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज के सब्जेक्ट थियरी में ही कन्वर्ट हो गए हैं, इसलिए वो बच्चे कहीं के नहीं रहे हैं। It can also encourage people to discover their passion and not restrict themselves to the books, thus helping them find their true calling in life. लाइफ के एजुकेशन के बारे में कहीं भी कुछ भी नहीं बताया जाता। हमारी जो आज की सिस्टम है उसमें हम एग्जामिनेशन के लिए बच्चों को तैयार कर रहे हैं। एग्जाम में ये आएगा, एग्जाम में वो आएगा, एग्जाम में ये होगा, एग्जाम में वो होगा। लाइफ की एग्जाम का क्या? कौन सिखाता है? कैसे करेंगे? We hope this taken to through the avenues of the Gurukul education system, aspiring to attain global exposure to your chosen field of study. Our education experts are here to help you find the best course in the university abroad and assist you throughout the admission process to ensure you to send winning applications, signing up for the free consultation sessions with us today. Nobody comes for the consultation. Nobody asks about the Gurukul system. Nobody knows what was the Gurukul system. We are not ready to check with the libraries what was ancient Gurukul system. Why it was so important? Because ancient Gurukul system was not named as university. We are crazy for university. We are crazy for colleges. We are crazy for tuition classes. We are crazy for first class, 70% marks, 90% marks. And parents wants their children to be a doctor, to be an engineer, to be architect, to be an IAS officer. That's all. हमें समाज में ऐसे एक वर्ग की जरूरत है जिनका होलिस्टिक डेवलपमेंट हो, जो हर चीज में इंटरेस्ट रखे, जो हर पहलू को तलाशे और अपने कॉन्फिडेंस से तय करे कि मुझे अब क्या करना है. Number of students in our higher education system are confused. Even after their post graduation, they are supposed to be a master of the subject, and even though they are confused, number of students doesn't know anything of any book even after having master degree. They doesn't know anything about any book of their subject because teachers used to dictate them, and the teacher's note is the only Bhagavad Gita for them, because teachers are giving notes how to get pass, how to get through examination. So, my dear friends, holistic education is the need of the society, and if we cannot understand the multidisciplinary approach, multidisciplinary is not the subject, it is an approach, it is a matter of approach. In a different way, in each and every discipline of higher education, मल्टी डिसिप्लिनरी अप्रोच से ही बच्चों को पढ़ाया जाना चाहिए. सपोज इफ वी आर नॉट क्रिएटिंग गुरुकुल, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट गुरुकुल का एटीट्यूड तो ले आइए. एटीट्यूड लाने में क्या हर्ज है, हमें क्या नुकसान होगा हमारा? इन द न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी only we are thinking of at what age child should be in which standard. My dear friends, कई जीनियस बच्चे हमने ऐसे भी देखे हैं जो 12-13 साल में ग्रेजुएट हो जाते हैं. विक्रम साराभाई जैसे साइंटिस्ट, वो आधी जिंदगी क्लास में, स्कूल में, कॉलेज में कभी नहीं गए, फिर भी he was the genius of space science. He was the genius of space science. Self-learned personality was Dr. Vikram Sarabhai. और जिनके पास इंक्विजिटिवनेस थी, ज्ञान की पिपासा थी, ज्ञान की जो भूख थी वो थे डॉक्टर अब्दुल कलाम, मिसाइल मैन ऑफ दिस कंट्री, डॉक्टर APJ Abdul Kalam. They have never seen big schools, big universities. They have never learned it. They have never learned in this education pattern. They have learned by themselves. Ask them how many hours they were in the libraries, how many hours they were having books in their hands. Our system is failed to create holistic education. हम सिंगल विंडो में अभी श्रद्धा रखने वाले लोग हैं। सिंगल विंडो से जो आता है, जितना आता है, जो भी आएगा वही पढ़ाया जाएगा, वही सिखाया जाएगा और वही बच्चे रट देंगे और वही पैटर्न में एग्जाम देकर बच्चे गोल्ड मेडल ले आएंगे। मगर what about their holistic education pattern? What about the challenges how to face in the life? What is the moral? What is the value system? Who is going to teach them? How we are going to teach them? What will be our approach to teach these all things? कम से कम दोस्तों, हमारे पास रिटायरमेंट से पहले जितना भी वक्त बचा है, try to rethink it. Take one experiment before you retired from the higher education system. Have one new idea and try to adopt it. Try to undergo the whole experiment and see the result. You may be failed, but don't worry. Nothing is wrong in experiments. At least you will open up your vision, your approach. Your new ideas will lead to different directions. And that experiment will be recounted after departure. This way only science has developed. Number of experiments has gone. Number of people have failed in their experiments, but at last, their followers have changed such routes and got the result after having some wonderful experiments. So, do not afraid of having experiments. Try to change, try to develop the new ideas, create new ideas, new pattern, adopt new methodology, and find one new system which you are going to change the old system. That will be wonderful. And I think if you can do this, मुझे लगता है कि आप बहुत कुछ कर पाएंगे। हम तो एजुकेशन सिस्टम से रिटायर्ड हो गए हैं, but even though at personal level we are trying very hard to change the old traditional system, old traditional pattern, because We have a trust in you, in young generation. You people are going to create the wonderful and number of new experiments. And my dear friends, multidisciplinary approach is inevitable, is essential. Find out how you will do it, how you will approach, how you will change environment of your classroom. Thank you very much for inviting me on this platform, and I'm delighted to invite न्यू आइडियाज, न्यू क्वेश्चंस एंड अगर आप में से किसी के पास कोई प्रश्न हो तो मेरी कोशिश ये रहेगी कि मैं उसका सही सही उत्तर देना चाहूँगा. प्रतिबेन, आई थिंक आई हैड टॉक्ड at a length, and if any question is arised, I am ready to answer their questions. Thank you very much for inviting me on this platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It was really very brainstorming session by you. So
Thank you.
I really thank you on behalf of HRDC Gujarat University. Friends, my director of HRDC Gujarat University has one academic work, so that's why he is not able to join us, and he wished us wonderful, great learning with Dr. Subhash Brahmbhatt and wish all the participants wonderful time, wonderful learning in this workshop. So, friends, if you have any questions, we have a chat box here, so you can ask sir your queries if you have any. Sir, we have some questions before your session, and you answer a lot with very clear examples. I just read out these questions. What is the aim of towards a more holistic and multidisciplinary education? What challenges do you see in developing quality universities and colleges for holistic and multidisciplinary education? What is multidisciplinary and holistic approach? What is multidisciplinary approach in education? So I think you have really very much cleared about these such kind of questions of our all the participants. If anybody wants to ask sir if you have any doubts, so you can write your questions in the chat box. As Subhash Brahmbhatt has rightly said that I just sir remembered my old days of Lok Bharati.
Oh, I
When I
see.
was,
Very nice.
yeah, sir, I was the principal in B.Ed college.
Wow, wow, very
Lok
nice.
Bharti. So I just recall all this my time with my students as a Gurukul Shiksha Pranali. So
Yes, right, right,
and I
right.
know, sir, it was
But Prithiman, very frankly speaking, now it is the real time has come
G.
to change the whole system, and we
Yeah,
should start experiment.
yeah.
At least few experiments will change the higher education system under new education policy. But
Ji, sir.
our
And
approach,
I
certain
would like to
teachers.
mention also that Vidya and Avidya, we have to be very clear about both the aspects of learning and living.
Yes,
So,
right, right.
Vidya or introspective knowledge of the self, we can say that learning to be, and Avidya or knowledge and skill that one learns in life for livelihood. So,
Yes,
it's really high time for all of us, it's high time for all of the fraternity of education that we should practice like this. And
yeah,
sir, we should take this. It's a moment. It's like a moment, a vision in action, and ideal in realization, and educational revolution that imparts higher education to people of India. So you really rightly said, and you gave so many examples of our ancient time Gurukul. So if we think about the teacher-student relationship,
Yes,
so
right.
yeah, so that UNESCO has also given us that learning to be, learning to live together, learning to do. And Gandhiji has also pointed out the 3H education: heart, hand, and head. So,
Yeah.
I think in new education policy, we'll have multiple entry and exit points under the 4 year program. Ji,
Madam,
sir.
new in this education system, students hardly think by mind.
Yeah.
No intellectual approach. Only they just mug up, write, and give it back. That's all.
But sir, I just feel that we are the practitioners, and we should, if we should take it initiatively, so we can change the entire education
That
system.
is all depend on the teacher. That's why I
Yeah,
told you all that
yeah,
for 1 hour classroom, you are the king of your classroom.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can modify, you can change your method, you can change your aptitude. You can, in the beginning, you can ask number of questions to the students. At the end of the lecture, you can ask a question, raise question, and see the teacher's approach should be like this. I don't want you to answer my question, but I want you to question my answer. That
yeah.
approach should be there.
So it
Yeah.
shifts the focus from what to think to how to think.
Yes, right.
This
Very
is
true.
also
Very true.
very important.
नहीं,
So,
लोग बच्चे
sir,
आजकल पूछते हैं, बच्चे आके सर हम कैसे सोचे, कैसे अब डीप थिंकिंग की बात कर दे तो ये डीप थिंकिंग कैसे करे सर.
जी, जी, जी.
That's a big thing.
And sir,
And
look at that our evaluation system also. We just ask them one question, give them four um,
options.
options, and we just tell them just tick mark it. So
Yeah,
the skill
yeah.
of expression is lacking here also.
Yeah. Very true. Very true.
So,
We have forgotten number of things, and we have destroyed the our youth of the society. We are
and
destroying them.
as a teacher, we are also sometimes feels that we are lacking also
No, we
critical
are
thinking
responsible.
process. Critical
We are
thinking process
responsible
also.
for this.
Yeah,
We are responsible because we
yeah,
don't raise any question against the system.
yeah.
We don't raise question against the system. That's the biggest issue. That's why I mentioned number of things that what we are doing in syndicate and senate.
लेकिन सर वो मैं तो
Classroom
सिस्टम की बात
basic.
छोड़िए, आप हम क्लासरूम में भी क्वेश्चन करने से डरते हैं ना.
That is
और
true.
अगर
That is
कोई स्टूडेंट क्लासरूम में क्वेश्चन उसने हाथ उठा भी लिया तो हमारी हालत क्या होती है उस टाइम पे.
yeah. Very
तो
true. Very true.
मेरे ख्याल से दिस इज द हाई टाइम टू शार्पन आवर एक्स. और हमें अच्छी तरह से अपनी जो ये प्रैक्टिसिंग का जो पूरा हमारा सालों से चलता आ रहा है उसको हमें बदलना चाहिए. और तभी हम एजुकेशन सिस्टम में जो ये न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी में जो भी
ये
ऑब्जेक्टिव्स दिए
मुझे
गए
ऐसा
हैं.
लगता है कि स्कूल से शुरू करना पड़ेगा.
जी,
We have to restart from the schools. और मैंने एग्जांपल दिया कि यू जस्ट गो थ्रू द स्कूलिंग एजुकेशन सिस्टम ऑफ फिनलैंड
या.
एंड
तो
सी
सर आई
दे
ऑल्सो वांट टू, मुझे यहाँ एक बात याद भी करनी है फ्रेंड्स. मैं आप सभी को सजेशन करूंगी कि भावनगर का जो दक्षिणामूर्ति बाल मंदिर है, बीजू भाई
यस
हैज गिवन द
राइट
मोंटेसरी पद्धति. उन्होंने अपने हिसाब से वहाँ पे दी है और आज भी दे आर प्रैक्टिसिंग दिस.
यस
तो
वेरी
या,
ट्रू दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट
तो बच्चे
यस
को कैसे करना है वो हमें सिखाना है, क्या करना है वो हमें सिखाना है. लेकिन
ये लेक्चर के माध्यम से नहीं, बाय लर्निंग बाय डूइंग के कंसेप्ट से.
Yeah, yes, right, right, right,
So,
right.
sir, it was really very learning time we passed with you. So, thank you so much on behalf of HRDC Gujarat University. I would really like to thank you and my director of HRDC Gujarat University, respected Professor Dr. Jagdish Joshi ji, my respected colleague Professor C.G. Brahmbhatt, and the entire team of HRDC Gujarat University. I would also like to thank you, our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Gujarat University, Professor Dr. Himanshu Pandya ji, our Registrar PM Patel sir, and the administrative staff of Gujarat University.
Thank you,
Once
ma'am.
again, I would like to thank you all the participants and our today's eminent personality, our today's resource person, respected Dr. Subhash Brahmbhatt ji. फ्रेंड्स, सर ने बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस यहाँ उठाए हैं हमारे लिए. So have a great time to find out the answers of questions raised by Dr. Subhash Brahmbhatt ji. Once again, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you.